of my 13 years of shooting photography, the FlashPoint 600 Xplor has been one of my best purchases for shooting any of my photography, whether it be portraits, events in the studio, outside. The FlashPoint Xplor 600 has done everything to overpowering the sun, to giving me high-speed sync, doing multi-strobographic mode, shooting manual, anything that I need to do. Shooting through big softboxes like this 47.2-inch octabox from Godox. And then you have beauty dishes and so many other things that I can shoot through. It even comes with its own frosty plate and a Bowens mount. You might be saying to yourself, Devin, aren't you going to do this big one video review trying to tell us more about this flash, telling us whether you should buy it or not, whether it's a viable option for us to use, because it's a monolight. It's not something that everybody needs. Well, to do this FlashPoint 600, it's justice. I'm going to have to split it up into 3, maybe even 4 or 5 videos talking about how good this product is. Now, this is my opinion from my 13 years of photography. Maybe you don't need a monolight. Maybe you don't need a light of 600 watt seconds that's wireless, that has its own fan, that recycles extremely fast, that gives you a good light quality. Maybe you don't need that. Maybe you need to click off this video. But for those of us who love photography, who are enthusiasts for photography, who love doing what they do and love being able to get the job done, then the FlashPoint 600 Xplor is right for you. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you probably want it or need it anyway. So today you're going to be watching a video of the beautiful Jessica R. Lands. She's going to be our model. We're going to be testing the FlashPoint Xplor 600. Not necessarily testing, but showing it off. And it's going to be shooting through this big 47.2-inch octabox from Godox. It's going to need a lot of power to flood that big octabox, and then it's going to be outside. Not only is it going to be shooting through a big obstacle like this octabox, but it's going to be shooting outside in the harsh heat. It's going to be like 90 or 100 degrees. I don't know how hot it was out there, but it was very hot. And the sun was high up in the sky. It's like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. You might be saying to yourself, Devin, why would you shoot at that time? Why not shoot at the golden hour, twilight hour, any other hour than that? Well, I needed to push this light source to its maximum to show you guys why it's a viable purchase. Why do you need this? So, you're going to see me, Jessica R. Lands, right now testing this FlashPoint 600. 5, 4, 3, 2. Relax. You might be thinking to yourself, man, that must be a heavy light. Well, it is kind of, but the ends justify the means with the FlashPoint Xplor 600. Now we've moved to like a creek-like area, pretty much underground. It was way lower than ground level. And we're shooting down there. We got the stand. It's in water. We're really in the trenches with this photo shoot just to try to get a look, a shot. Really putting the FlashPoint to its test, and of course the Godox 47-inch softbox, because that thing is definitely scraping trees, and we're getting in the dirt and grime with this photo shoot. The lenses I'm using for this shoot are the Tamron 90mm 2.8, one of my favorite lenses. It's a macro lens, and it's not too new. It's actually pretty old for the Canon system. And I'm also using the 70-200 2.8 version 1. Now, this lens is not as sharp as the Tamron 90mm 2.8, but I tend to lean more to the 90mm for sharpness. The camera that I'm using is the Canon 80D. It's the Canon 80D. It's a 24 megapixel crop frame sensor. So for those of you who are thinking, I'm surprised you're able to get that resolution and that look out of the 80D, well, it's not so much about the camera, but the photographer behind it.
Kind of break the internet.
From what it seems like, you ain't broke the internet. You be getting exclamation points on your
I don't know. I think something's over.
Of course, I'm shooting raw, shooting ISO 100 the whole time, and I'm just fluctuating my shutter speed to match the amount of light that's outside in the ambience. Now I'm going from anywhere between 1/1000th of a second to 1/5000th of a second, something crazy on high speed sync. But that's what this flash allows you to do. It allows you to do high speed sync in situations where you wouldn't be able to pull off high speed sync. It's extremely bright outside. The sun is extremely bright, and I'm still able, through a softbox that's eating, if not a stop and a quarter of light from that flash point, I'm still able to illuminate my model throughout all that sunlight. This thing is amazing, guys. You should get one yourself. As you can see, now we're even in tough terrain again on this, I want to say rickety bridge, because there was a plate that was replaced because I guess one of the bars actually went through to the water and Jessica was scared to get on it. But here we have just the beautiful Jessica lands. She's in a tight area, and we're still able to illuminate her with the softbox. Just look at the gorgeous light. We're trying to do a short loop lighting. We're trying to keep her nose towards the light, but we're also exploring some broad lighting techniques, and we also end up getting to the bridge. So at the end of the day, guys, this is what this flash can do. It can overpower the sun. It can work in various situations where you need that model to be somewhere, sometimes 13, 14 feet away from you. When we were down there in the creek, she had to be 13, 14 feet away from me to even remotely pull off that shot, which I was really amazed by. You have to give it up for Jessica Lands for braving the wilderness and getting her feet dirty and pretty much braving pretty much anything that I asked her to review this flash, guys. So definitely hit her up, check her out on Instagram, Facebook. I'm going to put all of that stuff link in the description below. But definitely, this is an amazing monolight. I didn't have to charge the battery once. It made it through the whole shoot, doing high-speed sync the entire 2-3 hours we were out there shooting. It was amazing, guys. Thanks for watching. Okay, I'm coming. Hold on.
For real.
Well, just having fun over there.
Yeah, he just ate
All types
dinner.
of
I'm serious.
Oh,
As big
man.
as this bug bite is,
That's
he
what
ate
she said.
dinner.
That's what she said.
I'm not even playing.